This week we talk TikTok shop, Teslas, and a very disturbing story about lead contamination and applesauce poisoning children. So let's go ahead and get into it. So, I didn't know that you were in Lake Havasu this last week.
I was there over the weekend visiting
What,
family.
why that weekend?
It was last minute. So
Oh,
Savannah, that I work with, my little bestie, she was going already and told me that she was gonna go, and I was like, well, and I wanted to go soon anyway, so I was like, might as well just make a little trip out of it, and it kind of worked out timing wise. So I just tagged along, but I was the one that drove us to Havasu for the weekend. So it was fun.
was it just you and Savannah?
Savannah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
was
was
it just
just
you and
us
Savannah
two.
that went? Okay,
Yeah.
that's fun though.
Yeah, it was good. It's fun having like a little buddy when you're driving the Tesla and stuff, because every time we stopped and charged, we started a new Netflix show together. Because I feel like when it's just me, I don't always put Netflix on when charging, but when there's someone there, I'm like, oh, let's watch a movie. So or a show or something. So we started a new show together, and it was fun and just like a fun little road trip.
How long did it take you to charge?
I mean, it's only like 15 minutes each time, so it really is like we get like little increments of the show, but we didn't finish a show at all, but
How many times did you have to stop and charge?
twice.
Okay, that's not
Yeah.
horrible.
No. No, it's not. And mine's not the long range, so that's why I have to stop
Oh,
a little bit more, but it's fine. It's like 15 minutes, and it's nice to kind of pause for a second. So,
does Alex have the long range?
he does, yeah.
Okay. How much further can you go?
That's a good question. I think mine, I get like 270 miles, and
Right.
he gets like 360 maybe.
Nice.
So he gets a little bit longer, yeah, with his.
What
So
does it cost to charge for
for
15 minutes? Yeah.
I think each time it was like $9 or something like that, $10, 15
Cheaper than
sometimes
a
if
tank
it's
of
like,
gas.
oh yeah, way cheaper. Well, and Alex has Alex's car, like he is going to drive that car as long as he can possibly, because his car is grandfathered in that he does not he has free supercharging. So he doesn't have to
What?
pay at all when we travel. So that's why we take his a lot. So because it's long
That's
range and
nice.
he doesn't pay at all. Yeah. So
Yeah, I'd
that's
never get rid
nice.
of that car. That's a classic now.
I know they have like emailed him and stuff, like trying to buy it back, because I
Of
think they want
course.
to like buy it back and redo the contract of it, obviously, to sell it to someone else.
Yeah,
But for him, it's just like we could literally drive across the country, and there's
for
enough
free.
charges for that, and it's all for free. So it's really cool.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
crazy. I mean, I obviously know like charging and all that stuff, but I just always been curious to know like the costs and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, that's like for at superchargers when you're charging out and about and stuff, obviously. So for me, it's best to have a charger at your house. I always say, I'm like, do not get a Tesla unless you can have a charger at your
Right.
house. So for me, it's like it ends up being like $50 a month total for like the electric
That's
bill.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like not bad at
That's
all.
nothing. That's nothing.
Yeah.
Um, nice. Anything else exciting?
No, I mean, I wrote in my little notes we had at the Pratt Daddy office, we had TikTok people there yesterday, and it was really exciting because, so if for anyone that doesn't know, at Pratt Daddy, we sell on the TikTok shop and do all the lives and all the things, but we've been having so many issues with the back end of it.
Right.
Um, just because it's hard with our products being one of one and just a lot of
Yeah.
technical difficulties. And it's been like really hard to be successful on it because we have so many issues that are like taking us hours to fix. So finally we had people that came in and they were super nice. They were super helpful. And it was just like, honestly, the most amazing experience because afterwards we were dying. They were like, you guys are like the most professional, like business, like that you guys are the perfect model that we need to come here to see like what was going on. But they kept calling us like professional and like the most efficient like way that they've seen things. And like Spencer's right there too. So we were all like, oh wow. Like just so happy. I'm like, I don't know if anyone's ever called the Pratt Daddy team professional, but it like makes me so happy.
Yeah, now they need to get their shit together and
I
make sure
think
you
they
guys
will.
get it all handled for you. So that's
I
great.
think they
Those
will.
experiences
Yeah.
are awesome. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it was
I've
fun.
never had an issue like, and you guys send my stuff out so fast.
Well,
It's
so
crazy.
I mean, the customers don't have to see anything, luckily,
Yeah.
that goes on in the back end. It's like with the TikTok shop, they have so many rules and regulations. Like we get violations the whole time that like has led to our shop being shut down. But
Yeah.
it's just it's really weird coding things. Like we have like an example is like we have like a megalodon shark tooth. It's a
Hmm.
fossilized tooth that's like hundreds of years old. It's but they said that we were selling like animal products and it was like possibly like uh like not like abuse or something. I don't know. So
It's
we
probably
got
like a
it
health
taken.
issue, like sending
Yeah.
bones through the mail.
Yeah, so we got it like a violation for that. So it's just like random things where we're like, and then it takes forever to solve. Where we're like, no, this is like a fossil. That's not a
Yeah.
real life shark tooth that we're like pulling out of animals' mouths. But so
That's
just random
crazy.
things like that
But
we've been dealing with. But they were there to help, and it was great.
yeah, that's nice. I was gonna
Yeah.
say anybody you recognize.
No, actually, I didn't. But
It's because the oh, it's actually because TikTok Shop is a completely different organization within TikTok itself.
yeah, I mean, one of the guys was an actual coder for it that does all the coding on the back end. So he was like basically there to show us how he's going to like start recoding everything to make it more efficient for the customers and our end because we
That's
have like
awesome.
four screens up right now just to operate it and he's trying to
Yeah.
condense it down so it's like an easier flow with everything, which would be
See,
nice.
that's and the people don't realize too that I talk to like when they have issues with things is it's like they think that just like, hey, just get a hold of TikTok. It's like, well, what
Yeah.
part of TikTok do you want?
Yeah.
Because there's multiple organizations within inside each of them that do their own thing. So
Yeah.
that's funny. That's cool though.
100%.
That's exciting that they brought a coder
Yeah.
over to a developer and
It
stuff.
was it was very cool. It was very fun.
Um, I didn't do anything super crazy except for try to catch up on literally everything in my work life from being gone for basically 2 weeks. But
Yeah.
I did post a really funny video about trying to do this in-game app commercial. I'll
Yeah.
tell you what,
I didn't see the actual what did you post the like edited version, like the nice one, or just the bloopers? Because I only saw the bloopers.
just the bloopers
Okay.
because this is more like almost audition style where you're sending it to them and then they'll be like yay or nay, let's do this campaign.
Okay.
So that's why lots of bloopers. So I posted the bloopers, but yeah, I can't post the full
I'm
aspect.
interested to see what the end version looked like after all those bloopers. There was a lot going on with those bloopers. It wasn't just like a few. It kept happening and I was like, we're gonna get there eventually. And then I was watching and I was like, I don't think we're gonna get there. I didn't know if it ever actually uh ended well.
Yeah, so listen, anybody can go check it out, but I'm telling you right now, it's very explicit. There's a lot of cuss words, and so unless you're used to watching like Pulp Fiction with Samuel L. Jackson and stuff, then it might not be for you. But otherwise, everybody has either told me two things: either A, that is exactly how I see you acting all the time, or B, that is exactly how I would act as well. So
It's pretty funny. It was pretty funny. I mean, I didn't really understand what you were saying the whole time. Like, I didn't understand what it was about necessarily, but just the
I gave you no context. I just
yeah,
sent it to
yeah.
you. Like, what is happening?
As always, just no context, just sending me things.
I don't know. I hope that it gets sent out there. I think it's cool, but you just never know. There's a lot of people that try to put some of these together, but I think if anything, the bloopers are probably 100 times better and funnier than the actual ad itself. So maybe I'll just make bloopers all the time and never actually make good content.
Oh, okay. You're really good at bloopers, though,
I'm
so
phenomenal.
that's good
Yeah.
content.
Yeah, I mean, I can take all the funnies and make the best content in the world out of it. I have to do something serious, and it comes out like
You're
garbage.
good at serious too. Don't even.
I don't know. It's weird. I don't. People tell me I sound like I should be on the radio, or other things happen. All these, and I just don't see it or hear it, or I don't know.
As you
It's
have a
weird.
podcast.
Wait, what do we?
You're all, I just don't see it. I'm like, okay, I feel like you see it, but
Listen, I guess that's actually a pretty good point. It sounds
Like what?
ridiculous because they literally have a podcast, but I guess these things, I just love doing them so much that I don't look at it that way. I don't know. That is
Yeah.
stupid. We literally are on a podcast, and that's crazy. Yeah. So
You're telling it on your podcast. That's okay though.
man, is that how rich people feel when they're around poor people?
Wait, what?
Like, I don't like when like me
You were
saying
like
something.
unaware?
Yeah, like you're literally at a yacht club or something and being like, "Oh my god, like I feel like I'm an average person," and blah blah blah, and then like the person's like, "Yeah, while you're eating dinner on your yacht."
I
Like,
don't know. I
know.
don't know if those necessarily went together, but I understand the direction you were trying to go.
Yeah, it was a little out there, but that was you know,
Maybe it is. We'll say it is for you.
I think chat is super confused about what I was even talking about.
I think so as well. I think you know, luckily you're talking to me who knows you so well, so I get it. But I'm just gonna say I don't know if anyone else gets it.
Yeah, speaking of knowing so well, we were literally just laughing our asses off before we got
So
on
dumb.
this. Listen, I like to joke around a little bit from time to time, and sometimes we have a little bit of lag, and so we do a 1 2 3 test where one person says 1 2 3, you follow right behind 1 2 3, and you see how long the gap of silence is, or how close it is. And
He's so dumb.
I was as serious as I could be, and she goes 1 2 3, and I sat there just a little bit longer to just do the 1 2 3, and instantly she was like, "Nah,"
I was like, you're so stupid. I was like,
Yeah.
just say, I know that there's not this big of a lag. Like, I can't. I think I
Yeah.
cut you off as you were trying to say your 1 2 3. I'm like, no, just stop. I'm like,
It was
can we do this again?
ridiculous. The fact that you knew I was messing around in literally like 2.5 seconds, it was.
I know you
That's
too
dumb.
well.
Yeah, it's dumb.
That's the problem. This trending topic.
I haven't
week,
even
you
read any
guys-
of it.
He hasn't read it, so I'm gonna tell you. Okay, I need you guys to know that this is a different topic than we usually would talk about, I feel like, because I listened to a podcast this morning that Savannah sent me, and she was like, this is wild. Her and I have so many similar like things we like, so I knew if she sent it to me, I was like, I'm gonna like this. It was a podcast from The Daily, and they just posted it today, but the title was How Poisoned Applesauce Found Its Way to Kids. It's just that title in itself. I'm like, what does this even mean? But it was so interesting. It's sad, but it's like very interesting and like something to like be aware of. That's crazy. I highly recommend you guys listen to the podcast. Like I said, it's the daily that was just released today. It's only like 25 minutes. It's very quick.
Was this something
But
that happened
basically,
like recently
yeah.
though?
Yeah, so it said that a Times investigation has revealed how applesauce laced with high levels of lead sailed through the food safety system meant to protect American consumers and poisoned hundreds of children across the US. This is like a very
Lead?
crazy story.
How did it?
Lead.
How did lead? Lead has been so bad. Like when you talk about George Washington's teeth and like why he went crazy, it
Mm-hmm.
was because it was like horse teeth and lead. It's like lead and wood in his mouth, and the lead like poisoned him.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll finish like some of the key points and I'll break down a little bit more of what they said that happened. So the FDA said earlier this month that children across 44 states have been affected by the poisoning, likely caused by tainted cinnamon processed in Ecuador and blended into the applesauce pouches that were then shipped to the US. So some of the pouches sold under the brand named Wanabana and as a generic supermarket branded versions contained extremely high levels of lead and the element chromium, which can also be fatal and deadly at high doses. So basically,
What the hell, Ecuador? What
how
are
it
they?
happened, yeah, how it happened was this family went and got a routine check on their children and that their blood levels were spiked. Like the blood in it was spiked like 3 to 4 times higher
Wow.
than like the concerned level. So the county sent it to the health department to look into this because it's like it's dead, they're very
Yeah.
dangerous. And they sent out an inspector to the house. And so he had a detector that could show him where lead was. They searched the whole house, high and low, searched everything, and there was no like sign of like anything that would lead to this like lead. And
Yeah.
then their parents got tested. The parents didn't have anything like in their system like that. So then they started doing a food diary, and the only thing that
What's the
the kids
applesauce?
ate that they don't eat was the applesauce packets. So they sent it in, and sure enough, they had high levels of lead in them. So apparently, what people do in it's illegal, but obviously it happens where in spices, like a lot of spices that are more browns or yellow, like turmeric or cumin or things like that, like cinnamon, they will sprinkle in this lead mixture that helps like make it like I don't know, like it helps them like provide more for it and they can sell more of it because of it because they're adding fillers and they were able to trace it all the way back to the spice person in Ecuador that
Listen, you're telling me they just can't help themselves but cut a little spice? Like, listen, I
mm-hmm,
get if you can't sell the stuff or whatever because you're changing, but now you're gonna cut up my cinnamon and my turmeric
mm-hmm,
and you're gonna put a little extra in there for some weight,
yeah,
bro.
yes,
Ecuador, what are we doing?
insane. Well, and so it was a big old thing because basically, like the FDA should have caught that. They said that it came to the borders, like it got dropped off it was somewhere in Florida and then somewhere else, and that basically there were like protocols, obviously, that weren't done
Followed,
to
yeah.
follow through, and it's crazy. So these kids like and lead doesn't get out of your system. These kids will forever have it, and like it's just insane that it got this far. Isn't that a crazy story?
Listen, I never would have thought that people would bring war and crime to kids' applesauce, but here we are,
Yeah,
taking out our American children with lead applesauce.
yeah, that's wild.
That
So
is,
because of the cinnamon.
well, good thing I don't like cinnamon.
I love cinnamon. Are you kidding me? Oh my
I
gosh.
listen, the only time I really eat cinnamon because I do love it is when I basically make like rice milk.
I've never
Like
made
some
rice milk.
horchata. It's so
Ooh, I
good.
do love horchata, but I've never made it. No, I put it in my smoothies
Yeah.
anytime I make like an
Cinnamon's
acai
supposed to be
bowl
really
or
good for you.
something. Oh, I love cinnamon, but now I'm so scared.
You love cinnamon and lead now.
No, no. Good thing I
But
don't
this was
eat
like
baby
children's.
pouches.
Yeah, they were like children's pouches, not like the normal
Here
applesauce here.
is the thing, though.
Oh no.
Jasmine fully eats those freaking like baby pouches because some of them do say for like toddlers and adults as well. I don't know. I always call it her baby food. She always brings these stupid pouches to work
She
that
should go
look
get a
like
blood
baby
check.
food. Yeah, I know. I'm like, I never thought that I would be worried about Jasmine with now her baby food that she eats.
Did they say where these kids lived and stuff? Like what
It
state or
said
anything?
44 states, so that's kind of a
Ugh, Jasmine.
kind of I bet you
Ugh.
one of them's California. It said
Oh,
like over 500
absolutely.
like kids were affected.
Jasmine. That's crazy. That's it also is not a little surprising. There's some of the stuff that I've seen get recalls for and things that have happened in our food because we don't all get our food from the US. People don't all realize that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's
So
crazy.
that was my crazy story that
That's nuts. I am
I
glad
want to
that
talk
they
about.
figured that out though.
Yeah. Same.
Um,
All right. Well, so that was my crazy story, but we'll move on now to a little Q&A.
um, if this is your first time also coming to the live podcast part on TikTok, I just want to say welcome. And you guys get to see the real, raw, uncut version before it goes to Spotify.
Yeah, that is nice.
So welcome.
Welcome, friends. Hi, guys.
Okay, we got some
Okay.
serious questions here, huh?
We do. I made them a little, I go back and forth these things. Some weeks I like to be a little more serious. Some weeks I like to be a little more silly. We got a little more serious this week. I don't know what I was feeling today when I was doing this, but
You're like, I need to get some stuff off my chest.
yeah, I heard about the cinnamon and I was like, this is a serious day. All right. Starting with the first question. Are you ready for these questions, Rado?
I'm ready. I haven't read a single one of them. I'm ready.
Oh, I'm asking. You should have probably read some of them.
It's all here.
Should I just ask you them and we'll go back and forth?
Yeah, let's go.
I just, you know what? I just wanted to interview you today. I'll answer
Interview
them,
me?
but I'm glad that we're doing this little interview. So,
Interview away.
Rado,
Yes.
what are some goals that you're trying to pursue right now?
The goals all around. Definitely one would be health. Definitely working on some of the health goals. I am working on a lot of work goals. There's some stuff that's expanding and growing, so I'm trying to keep up with some of that. I don't want to get too specific on things because sometimes, you don't always want to talk about what you're trying to manifest. Manifest it first, and then you can talk about it.
Okay. Ooh, I like that.
But definitely work and health. Both of those coincide right now. And my biggest goal right now would be to catch up on all the stuff that I'm far behind on. That's the first goal.
I mean, yeah, you've got a lot going on right now.
But I like it.
Yeah, I think for me it's very similar. For me, I mean, my health is like has been my main goal for ever now. I've been on like a health journey, as I always talk about. I like quit drinking alcohol, and I have been like on a whole regimen. It's like diet and exercise routine and all the things and supplements and everything like that. So I think that's always like one of my main goals, but I would say that, another one would be this podcast, honestly. It's just
we are
trying
doing
to
that
get
podcast again. That dang podcast. I keep forgetting about that.
dang podcast that we have. That's a big goal for me right now. It's just to make it successful and do more exciting things with it.
I'm also with the successful. I don't need to be liked. But I'm cool. The haters can enjoy watching it too.
You say the haters as if any like hating comment is ever about you. Anytime we get any haters, it's always towards me.
That's not true. Somebody said that they can't stand the 13-year-old girl inside me.
That was one comment, and that was on Instagram in the very beginning. And then ever
Yeah.
since then, it was just all
I felt the
towards
same
me.
way. I said like about 450 times on that episode. So I didn't blame them. I
It's
definitely
okay.
did not like the 13-year-old California style girl that was coming out that day either. Yeah, I do also believe that I will probably have some haters after the last week's episode, but only in a very specific area. I don't know specifically what, but I'll probably get some haters from
You're
that.
so stupid. Okay.
Building it.
We're being serious right now, okay? We're doing serious
okay.
questions, okay? Are you ready?
Yes, podcast being successful should have been number one. It is now.
It's number one for us.
Okay.
All right. How did you get to where you are today in your life and career? I actually really wanted to know this answer because
I
feel like I don't know.
This is a question that could be like 7 hours in a bar talking.
We'll make it quicker.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a lot. Honestly, the best example I could give to break down anything, because there were so many challenges and so many unbelievers and so many doubters out there, right? That the thing I could tell anybody, regardless of what they want to decide to do or how to get to where they want in their life or be good at their career, is surround yourself with like people, period. That's all I can say. People that will support you, people that will tell you, hey, I think that's cool. I'm with you. I'll back you. And because you can do it yourself, you can do it with people. But yeah, don't let anybody discourage you from the things that you want to do. Even if it sounds dumb to them or they don't understand it, then you know you're in the right place. So that's how I got here, because I didn't give a shit what anybody thought. I was going to do what I wanted to do it how I wanted to do it. And that's what I did.
I like that. Yeah, I mean, that is a pretty deep question. I guess it was going to be like a longer answer. But yeah, for me, I mean, if we're getting like a little more specific with me, it's funny because just where I'm at now, like in LA, did I say it right for you? In LA, and just my life and work and all that stuff. It's funny to think about that I literally started nannying when I was like 12 turning 13 years old. Like, I've been nannying for kids for years and years. So
you were a
think
mom
about
at 13.
that, I really was. For anyone that doesn't know, I was homeschooled. So I was like going to work in the mornings, and then I would do all my schoolwork in the like afternoon to evening time. But I was fully nannying, and then I would teach dance and work with kids there, and I was just always involved like with that. So it's crazy that I just like every time I moved, I just hopped to like a new family that someone knew, that I was like, okay, like when I moved to Vegas, I worked for the most amazing family in the world that I'm like still super close with and loved that. That was like the best time of my life. Like, and then I was like, I'm moving to LA now, and then I found the Pratts now, and it's just crazy. It's crazy to think I've been with them for almost 6 years now. So
that is crazy.
I was just hopping around.
Random drunken night meeting a boy in Vegas.
Oh yeah, that too. That was from LA. So
see,
I know it's wild. Now we have some naked cats.
I don't know if that's the highlight of the story.
The highlight of the story? Yes, it is. I have children now. What are you talking about? That's my life. Is that a joke? Okay, we're gonna move on. What do you think are some red flags in friendships?
Probably people that always ask for stuff but never give.
That is a good answer.
Yeah, somebody that every time they call you, it's because they're asking, not to really you know, have any other purpose, but probably just to ask for something, I would say
Oh, that's a
is a
really good answer. The first thing that came to my mind was flakiness. It's funny because we were just talking about that last week. I hate when people, I guess it's just like not keeping your word at that point. When people say that they're
yeah,
going to do something and then they like flake out on the last minute or just like unreliable, I guess is a better way to break it
yeah.
down more. But yeah, that's
I
my
mean,
biggest red flag.
I've had a couple friends, like some of my best friends, that were also very flaky, and it could be a red flag, but at the same time, like I don't know if girls are different than guys, but like they're still my boys. Like if they want to be flaky, it's kind of more like it always came to that time where we'd invite them and then we would be like super passive aggressive and funny about it. Be like, and we'd put them more like the pressure, be like, we're inviting you, even though we know that you're gonna say yes and then you're gonna flake later, but we're still gonna like invite you. Like we do
Yeah,
stuff
I
like
mean,
that. But
here's the thing. My thing is like don't say yeah, don't make a set plan and be like, yeah, I'm for sure gonna be there, and then like an hour before be like, oh, I'm not coming or something like that.
yeah,
That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about if you
for
invite
sure.
them and they're just like unsure or something.
No, I get it.
Um,
Yeah, for sure. But definitely, definitely could be some red flags.
yeah. Okay. 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 This one is funny for me because I actually thought about this one before and I was just talking about this. So I'm going to ask you what yours is. What's one of your most embarrassing moments that you've had? I can tell you one of mine if you want to see like where I'm
I
going
want to
with this
see
one.
like where you go with embarrassing because I have some
Okay.
different levels of embarrassing.
Yeah, I know. That's what I figured. So I just told the story recently and it reminded me in the moment I was just so embarrassed. But um I one time, this was only like a couple of years ago, probably. So it's been a second. My friend and I decided to do a kickboxing class. Oh my God,
Okay.
these that was so nice. Thank you. So my friend and I decided to do a kickboxing class, and the very first part of it was a warm up, and they gave us all jump ropes to like warm up with. And I was like, okay, great. And I did not know until that very moment that I can't jump rope. I had no idea. Like, I really thought I could.
Here comes
And
that
this is a
homeschool
whole.
athletics.
I used to jump rope, you stupid. I
You don't forget
used
how to jump
to.
rope.
Have you tried hula hooping recently?
No,
You used to be able to hula hoop. I bet you can't hula hoop now.
I
I
can't.
can't jump rope now.
I can jump
And
rope.
I haven't jump roped in years. It was like one of those like weighted fast ones. I don't know.
Hmm.
I was in a group freaking setting, a workout class, and I had to like look at the instructor and be like, I can't, I can't jump
Where
rope,
were you in the
actually.
class?
We were in a fucking circle looking at each
Oh,
other.
so everybody gets to see everybody, not like you were in the back
And
having a hard time.
yeah, I was I tried the first one and I was like, oh shit, this is bad. This is not what I thought. So then I was like, okay, let's try again. You got like mind over matter. You can
Did
jump rope. So then I did it, tried it again. I was like, and then I was like, I can't keep trying. Like you can't just at some point you just gotta like stop and quit.
did
So
you just keep doing the like trying to like get 1 foot over at a time to try and get
I
it
don't,
going?
I don't, at that point, I was so embarrassed and stressed that I like blacked out because I was just like a rush of just embarrassment and stress. So I had to like
Yeah.
go over to the instructor and be like, I can't jump rope. He was like, oh, just to do like jumping jacks in place. And then I was the only fucking person doing jumping jacks.
Wow.
If
How many
you
sets
know
did you
me,
do? How many sets did
I
you have
don't
to do?
even know.
Because did they
That
come
was
back
the
around to it again?
very I don't even remember. That was the very start of the workout class too. So it was just like set me up for like not I was like I don't want to do this anymore. Like I wanted to go, but I was with my friend as well and she was totally fine doing everything and I was just
I'm
like
sure everybody was fine doing jump ropes just
every
fine.
everyone was fine but me. And I was
You know,
just
if I was your
sad.
instructor in that class, I definitely would have been an asshole Because like if
He
we would
was
have,
nice.
well, I would have been nice, but I would have been like the guy that's like, okay, when we move on to the next one, I'd be like, hey, jumping jacks, I'll come over here and do this. Like
I
I
would.
probably
Who
would have called
would
you
do
jumping
that to
jacks.
someone?
Yeah, I'd be like, hey, jumping jacks, come here. We're gonna do this.
Oh my God. You and I are the complete opposite because if I ever see anyone embarrassed, I like immediately try to cool it off and like try to make sure it's like totally fine and normal. If I see
No,
someone like trip or fall or do something like that I know that they're so embarrassed, I try to like immediately just be so calm and just like not like like calling out their embarrassing moment.
listen, I would always, I'm with you. Calm the situation, let them know it's
I don't
chill.
think you are with me.
Listen, I'm all about like, hey, listen, it's cool. Don't even stress it. It's
You said you'd
fine.
call me jumping jacks and put me in the front and center.
Not in the front and center for this, but like, let's say we're gonna do a rotation and I'm putting people where they're gonna start. I listen. I want you to listen to the full version real quick. I would be like super chill, be like, yo, it's fine. Do jumping jacks, blah blah blah. But then I do the lighthearted joking where it's like, all right, we're gonna start doing this. I'll be like, you can start here, and then I'd be like, hey, jumping jacks, you're gonna come over and do this one. Is what
I
I
have a
would do.
question. That is
Yeah.
not how you started it. You said I'd be an asshole.
Well, that it's all the same. Yes, I would be the asshole in a sense because I joke too hard, but I would do it in like a funny way in that aspect where it's like, hey, jumping jacks, come here. But yeah, I would be
I
that
would
asshole.
I would be so mad.
You would laugh. You would laugh. You'd be like, I'm so embarrassed, but that was really funny.
Uh-huh. Okay, so what's your embarrassing moment? Let's hear this.
There was a lot that actually ran through my head, but I think the one that I will tell you is a lot more appropriate for one, and two,
Thank you.
you're welcome. And two, it was probably me actually trying to show off snowboarding more than anything.
Oh no, not snowboarding.
Yeah, I was probably maybe a freshman in high school, something like that. And we were with a bunch of people also from the high school. And I was trying to, I mean, there was a couple of us that were really good and then a few of us that were like very mediocre. So we were kind of being like a little hot shotty on and doing dumb stuff on the snowboard. Well, there was, and actually this wasn't fully my fault, but there was a gap where you go out of the trees, go down, and then you can either go over one more hill. It's kind of like this, like kind of rolling hills. They were probably like 14-ish feet, like 1-story hills. And one of my friends went over down and then like kind of rode it out. And then my buddies and I were like, dude, you should gap it. And I was like, hell yeah, I'm going to do it. And so we were like trying to show off. Well, I did gap it. Unfortunately, I don't know if a lot of people were gapping that or not, but there were like 2 people on the other side of the back hill that were just sitting like down at the bottom of it. So when I came over the top, yeah, I was like going to run into them. So I was like trying to like, I wasn't doing anything in the air crazy. I was just like sending it. So I didn't have any rotation. So when I was coming down on them, I was like trying to like turn my body, and I ended up hitting, they like kind of rolled, or one person did, but I hit sideways, completely my board sideways coming down on that hill, which then straight flat right onto my stomach, knocked the air out of me.
Oh
like,
no, that almost is the worst.
Out. Yeah, so my friends came over, and then of course everybody was like, that's when I get like embarrassed, when everybody knows that it's probably really bad, but like I don't want to sit there and I don't want to do it. So like everybody was asking me if I was okay, but I couldn't get any air. You couldn't talk? No. So I was like, but I'm like trying to be like, I'm good. And like I would just start like slowly going down the hill, and I was trying to say like, why would you sit there? And like I still couldn't even like talk. I'm like, and I literally just like acted like I was fine, and then like rolled down the hill, and then like I literally had to stop and like go off into the trees and like sit there for a while and catch my breath. It was It was pretty embarrassing.
That's embarrassing, but that's also like not as embarrassing as that's like a little just like scary, like worried as
Yeah.
well.
I mean, I've ran into trees. I've had all that was pretty bad though, because
That is
I
scary.
definitely, yeah, I was like, it was bad. It hit
Sure
my personality a little bit. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I'm
So,
sorry to hear that. That sounds rough for you.
anyways, that kind of brings us to the end, but I do want to let everybody know again where you can find us. I think that's important. So if
Yeah.
you have not come onto TikTok yet, but you do have an account, go find the Simply Subjective page, give it a follow, and then every Thursday night at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we go live, as we have people in our chat right now that are watching and talking. And one of the best things is once we actually wrap up here, we go right to the live and we hang out with people, talk about all sorts of stuff. You get to see a little bit of behind the scenes. And then as far as all the other platforms, most of the majors, you can go check us out on Spotify, YouTube, Apple. You can always DM us on Instagram. You can also send emails to simplysubjectivepodcast@gmail.com. We love to hear from you. And anywhere else I'm forgetting? We're everywhere.
We're everywhere. Did you say YouTube, TikTok,
I
Instagram,
did
all
say
the
the tube.
things? All of them. We're
All of them.
everywhere. Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you next week.
Da, da, da.